It's Thursday. Hello, Dr. Barth.
Eric, you have your jacket on. I didn't know that the dress code for the show had been revised upwards.
Well, I'm celebrating.
What are you celebrating?
Well, that we get to hack in Unity tonight, which is always fun. But I'm celebrating. Today was the last work day of the year for me, which was nice. And my mother actually bought me this jacket, which my mother does not buy me very many clothes at 40. But I'm very hard to buy Christmas presents for. And so I told my family that, I needed a new nice shirts or whatever. My mother bought me this. And then the pandemic happened. And so I haven't gotten to wear it at all. So I decided today was the day to wear it.
I have been wearing pajamas for many months. And so I can understand the desire to
I'm just getting ahead of the roaring 20s or whatever, right? That followed the pandemic last time. So we're gonna roar next year. We just
we gotta get all the dance parties and the flappers. It'll be great.
Anyways, hello, welcome to Rubber Duck Engineering.
Welcome.
If you haven't been following the show, we're stumbling through our 8th hour or something of Unity, one stumble at a time.
Yes, we are working with a bunch of particles in a box, which sounds like some sort of physics fun. We had some trouble last week where some of our particles leaked outside the box, and they started to reproduce outside the box, and they just filled the entire universe with gray goo.
Well, we did design them to be exponential, right? So we designed our particles so that when they didn't collide with other particles, they should duplicate. We didn't consider that they could escape the box.
Hi, Hal. Hal has commented in the chat.
Oh, it's a Hal. Howdy. So shall we to the Unity?
Let's do it.
Oh, I gotta click the right buttons. The buttons of destiny. Dun dun dun. Okay, so if you weren't here to see the excitement last week, I think there's some obvious bugs here. For one, is that all of the particles all change that you saw one escape, all change at the same time, which is probably, I don't think it looks very good. Another is that they can escape, and eventually that one particle that escaped.
It's somewhere out in the world multiplying furiously.
Correct. It is the gremlin or whatever. And more may escape too, I don't know.
Many fewer of them are escaping this time than at the end of last episode.
It seems to be kind of random. Oh, you can see them. They're starting to take over.
They're coming back from infinity.
Anyways, eventually Unity will just basically crash. Or it just stops.
No.
Okay, here we go. The Grey Goo.
The goo's taking over.
We can't render your exponential scene. Okay, so if it'll let me stop it.
Yeah, you got to stop it before it destroys your entire computer.
I'm sorry, Unity. Forgive me for us. Oh, come on. Okay,
yeah.
good.
Phew. We got
no, stop.
We escaped.
Okay, so I think we need to conquer the Grey Goo first to sort of protect ourselves, right?
That sounds like a good idea. Otherwise, we're gonna have this trouble every time we try to play the game.
I mean, there's so many ways we could do it, but I think we should probably do it in, defense in depth here. One of them being we could just set a limit on the number of balls. We also can make balls check to see how far away they are and kill themselves if they're ever too far. And we also can make the walls much harder to collide through.
Right. So let's look at how we spawn the balls. So not the initial balls, but when the balls reproduce.
Well, this is the function.
I see. We reproduce at the position where the ball was.
Which we could also change.
So what do we do? We just instantiate a ball right there, and then we give it a kick.
Oh, you know what? We could also just check the position here, and we just never reproduce a ball that has escaped.
I see. So then it'll fly away, but it won't reproduce.
Well, and the way that we currently have it set, which is a little weird, is that balls just die after a period of time, and in that death, we decide what to do.
Okay, that seems fair. That seems like a good like defense and death mechanism.
That's probably the simplest. So does this have the radius?
Spawn radius, yes.
Well, but that's the
spawn radius. You're saying if you're outside the spawn radius, we're not going to spawn.
Well, but is the spawn radius the same as the radius of the Thunderdome?
I think so, yeah.
Where do we set that?
We set it from the editor.
Well, but if we don't like on start or something, set this to be equal to the Thunderdome radius, we're gonna be a sad panda, right? I didn't make any sense, but like they could be out of sync from each other, right? We may have these effects where, and in fact, even if we set it to the same radius, we actually kind of want the like limit radius to be like 2x the Thunderdome radius. Am I off in the crazy weeds here?
Why do you want it to be 2x? I'm just curious about your thought process.
Because it's a cube. It doesn't need to be exactly 2x, but like otherwise we will find where if balls happen to die in the corners of the cube, they will not.
Well, another way to do that is we could just check each coordinate as opposed to using the sphere. We could just say if you're x and y and
sure. Yeah. But it still feels like the spawner and the Thunderdome should like.
Yeah, it feels a little weird for the spawner to know the bounds of the Thunderdome, doesn't it?
Well, I was just actually, I think it's actually fine for the spawner to know the bounds of the Thunderdome, but the spawner should not have separate bounds from the Thunderdome. Right? When you make the Thunderdome bigger, the spawner should get bigger too, shouldn't it?
Yes. I think we're over-indexing on trying to engineer this well.
I certainly are. All right. Okay, let's just hack it. So if position dot magnitude is less than radius.
Well, I think magnitude is going to give you the circle again. I think you're going to want to check each coordinate.
I took your over engineering comment.
Okay, sure. This is a good way to start. It doesn't have the corner of the cube problem, but that's okay.
Yeah, but this should stop the Grey Goo. Oh, it's going to bother me that this is still
synchronous.
Synchronous. So how do we want to solve that? Whoa, interesting. What happened there?
Maybe they were all happened to be outside the cube, and
I see. Because in our new, well, in fact, if the spawner radius is small, which it may be, right? So the spawn radius is 5, but the Thunder cube radius is 10. Right, so I can just make that 10. And that will then reduce that'll reduce the sudden death problem. I want them to die sooner, I think.
Okay. Yeah, and I really want to stagger the deaths so they don't all die at the same time. But I think we can do that just by spawning them on a delay.
Spawning them on a delay. I mean, we could also just add some randomness, right, to their time to live, right?
Oh, I see. Yeah, sure. That'll work.
I think we spawn them with a time to live, don't we?
Yeah, there's a time to live. I think that the ball knows it's time to live internally.
But we set it. Yeah, right here.
Oh, I see.
So if we make, like, we could literally just lerp this on random, right? Math. Or just take this times random dot.
Random. These random APIs always end up very funny.
Oh, come on. What is it? Is it random range?
Random range 0 to 1.
There must be a simpler way than that, but that's fine.
I'm researching it over here and see if I can find it.
So now the time to live is really max time to live. That just caused them all to die.
You may want to set a floor. You may want to say like 0.5 to 1.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, there's a property called value on random that will just give you a 0 to 1.
So random not value, that's not readable at all. All right, well, so now they're dying at different times.
I think it's weird that they disappear when they're inside. I guess they'll disappear if they don't collide. I don't know, if they collide too much, they'll disappear.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it.
That's definitely a lot better.
So in the green room, you were telling me that when the things collide, they could light up different colors.
Oh, totally.
And I was super jazzed about that idea.
So we can actually, whoa, we had one drift off, but then it killed itself. We could actually make them emit light. I've never done that.
And would like
we can also just change their color.
But if they emit light, will we be able to see it on the sides of the cube?
Probably.
Could they be lights themselves with that?
Well, the normals face inward for the cube, right? So it should be sensitive to light from the inside.
I'm totally in for this. We got to try this.
Okay, so we have to like spawn a light source. Are there other things we do before we like spend 40 minutes trying to spawn a light source?
I don't know. I think spawning a light source is pretty cool. Don't we just edit the prefab and make it like a child of the prefab, a light?
Oh, I was thinking we just dynamically make one, but sure. They all have a light. It's just whether it gets turned on or not, basically, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I imagine the light has a property which is like how bright it is, and you can set the brightness to 0. Like in the same way we're lerping the colors between red and blue.
Or you just enable it or disable it, right, when it's inactive. But sure, let's okay, so let's add a ball back to the scene, right? And then if we zoom in on the ball, okay, and now we want to add a light of some form. I don't know what that like.
Probably a point light, right?
I don't know what a point light is, but sure.
I think a point light is a light that emits from a single point.
Okay. And then where is it? Is it just inside? What happens when it's inside?
So I'm a little confused about this. Are we editing the prefab or are we editing an instance of the prefab right now?
We're currently editing an instance of the prefab, but when we can go up here and we can merge it in.
Push it back. Okay.
Yeah, it's like prefab overrides, and then we're like, do you want to apply those or not? And so that's what we're going to do. Cool. But this is the model that I've seen other people edit prefabs. So they just drag it into their scene, drag whatever other things they want in their scene, and then they modify until it's perfect, and then they like, yeah, save it on the prefab.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Can we just try this? Like, push this back and see what it does? Like,
sure. I don't know whether like the light is even.
I mean, it's got an intensity of 1 and a color of white. You can change it.
There's a light limit. There's a pretty low light limit on the scene. Oh. So I think we'll very quickly hit that, but we could try it. Why not? We're going to have to do something where we like disable this light sometimes. Because otherwise Unity is going to be...
It doesn't want to have thousands of lights exponentially growing out in the universe?
Yeah.
Whoa! That's cool.
Whoa, okay, it is cool. I love that they reflect off the inside of the cube.
Whoa.
Okay, why?
It doesn't seem to be that mad that there are like a lot of them. Maybe
well, they also may only be using the first 16 or something, and then.
Okay.
I don't know. I have so little data here. Someone's actually listening to this, and they're like, "No, that's not how Unity works." Yes, I'm sure that's not how Unity works. Please tell me how it actually does.
That's cool. Can we start manipulating the properties of the light in our like collision path?
Sure. So, okay, we will have to go to our...
We just have to go to code down, right? Like, oh, do we have to...
Well, we're going to have to add one of these. Right. So we go to ball. We're going to need to grab the light. Public. Oops. Public. I don't know what kind of light we had. We had a point light.
Oh, we'll be able to. Do we have to do this in start to find like our light as opposed to some static light? Like, I don't know how the addressing works for these objects, whether it's relative or something.
Good question. Do we find our light or do we?
Because when we found that function the other day that was like, look through my children to find a thing of a certain type and give that to me.
I think this might also work. So why is it yelling at me? What? Here, component light? What the heck's component light?
I'll research it right now. that just made me very interested.
Well, I've had this echoed from other people who I've talked with Unity about, and that the idea that Unity is just really old. And
oh, the component the light attached to this game object. So, like, I wonder if we shouldn't have a separate game object that's the light. We could just add the light component to our ball.
What does that even mean?
I mean, I imagine a light object is just look, light is just a component. Go to the point light. See, it's just a component on there. So I bet if we just delete that object and give our ball a light component, it'll totally be a light. Open prefab. Whoa, now we're like in prefab editing land. That's cool.
Okay. All right, so we think that we can just add a component.
Yeah.
You're blowing my mind.
I mean, I'm just.
I remember.
I don't know what it's going to do, but it's a point light.
Okay, sure, why not? Hit me with your best point light.
Should we try it before we go further down this rabbit hole? Yeah, see?
Okay, great. Whoa. Huh. I think my worrying about like number of lights is not at all true. Maybe that was only for like certain kind of high quality lights, because you can like change the quality of lights.
It's also possible that this may be a very small number of lights. Like, we don't have that many balls. Like,
okay, so great. We don't need that. Delete our ball here.
Yeah, great. So now I think it's
so now that light makes total sense. So what do we want to do with the light?
So it has an intensity property, which is probably like intensity looks like a number between it can be a value between 0 and 8.
Okay. So I think at last, like we just want to lerp it just like this, right? So we want light dot intensity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it doing that?
I don't know. This is trying to mess with you.
What is this in Unity? Stop it. Like for real now, please. Oh. Use get component light instead. Of course it is. This was another thing that bothered me about C#, and I actually I may have said this on the cast. I asked our analyzer person, or maybe I thought I was going to, and then I never followed through. Was that C# will recommend deprecated methods, and it's just like, why? Okay, yes, fine. Code.
I've catched it for you. Now you got an M light.
I appreciate it.
And M light is not going to shadow regular light, so then it won't recommend us to use the thing that tells us we can't use.
Intensity is equal to math.f.lerp. I like how it corrected it for me.
Right, so we need like a t value here, right? Like,
but we decided that the t didn't need the clamp, so we just facet stuff.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to clamp it here.
So from 0 to 8, and then we're gonna want basically t. I think we actually want it. I think we want it to be really fast. Like we want it to be really bright and then stop.
Okay, I totally buy that.
like super fast, like not the same kind of like cooldown duration. Like we could simply have public float flash collision flash duration is equal to 0.01 f or something. I don't know.
Okay, so then we don't need this globalized t. We're just going to do times collision divided by that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go all the way up to 8?
I don't know what 8 does. So like, does it fill my scene with solid white?
I have no idea. Let's find out. Like, does it go to 11? Like, these are the questions that need answers.
Turn it to 11.
But I think we just wait. We need to set this parameter though. We invented this.
Whoa!
Oh
it
boy.
Does turn it. Okay, but that's so 0 to 8. Maybe it's 8 to 0.
Oh yeah, 8 to 0. That makes sense. It was briefly turning off before going back to being as bright as the sun.
A very small sun. Okay.
Boom.
Whoa.
Whoa. They flashed. That's too short. We need more time.
Short. But it looks okay. Well, it is too short. Like it's missing frames even. So like, yeah. I don't know what you want. A second.
Will it actually change if you edit there, or has it been locked into the editor now?
Whoa. Okay, that's still too short.
Well, I think you may want to edit it in the editor as opposed to in CodeTown.
It has not been locked into the editor until we touch it in Editor Town.
Oh, okay.
That said, if we turn off maximize and play, that is the right way to do it. I kind of want this to be a little bit bigger.
Whoa.
So I could put console down here. Asset store, go away. Scene, you can hang out down here for a moment.
Wow.
All right, so
now we can play with it live, right? While the game is going.
Yeah, that's why we were here. Is it on the ball?
I think it's on the ball, but it's on the ball. Once you edit it on the ball prefab instead of on the ball instance.
Oh, I don't know that you can even. Maybe you can do that while you're. Okay, I guess that would make some sense. Ball script.
Ball script. No, it totally stayed at 0.1. Yeah.
Interesting. That's not what I would expect it to do.
Bam, 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 bam. That looks so cool. I love it. I would still make it a little bit longer though.
I'm also not sure you want 8.
Yeah, 8 is kind of a lot.
Okay, you want it longer.
That feels good.
Okay, 8 is still too much though.
I mean, it makes sense that the brightest possible light would be really freaking bright.
All right, so we didn't make the intensity configurable. I'll make that just for giggles.
Well, we should, right?
So public float max intensity equal to.
Well, it's the collision flash max intensity. Factory.
Collision flash max intensity is equal to 6, we'll say, and we'll give this a range of 0 to 8. I think you told me was what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although in the editor, we should actually use it in CodeTown.
CodeTown. We need theme music, man.
Every time you switch between the editor and CodeTown, it goes CodeTown. CodeTown. Editor.
I wish I knew how to wire that up. Oh, okay. This is where CodeTown is. Okay. So we didn't actually change it from the like non-live prefab. Oh, maybe we did.
Whoa, it has like a slider. That's cool. Unity is pretty cool. I like.
We haven't really begun to use any of the like editor stuff yet.
I know, but like, but just that we just had there with the slider, like that's it feels like the tip of a really neat iceberg. This is neat. I like it.
Is it not changing it? Like, why do these things feel like they? So if I pause it and look at one of these, what's its intensity? 0.
Its collision flash max is 1.
So 1 is just really intense.
Did you set it to 1 on the?
Yeah, I think this is 1.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Okay. It's good to know. 8 is really intense then.
I mean, like, I imagine one of these lights could represent the sun. You know, like there's a huge difference between the sun and other lights.
Okay. All right. It's still like it's very dull. Like we need more like vibrant colors.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty short-lived.
Well, I think part of the problem is they have a dark side to them. Like, what if we made their material emissive?
What does that even mean? All right, let's.
Yeah, I think we just play around with the properties of the material here.
Oh, interesting. That somehow I thought you couldn't change these things during. Maybe if you change prefabs, it does save the changes, but other things don't. That's odd. All right, so if we go to
the
materials, ball, what does an emissive material mean?
I would imagine that it's emitting light.
Just like always?
I don't know. Do you want to look at what Unity material means?
I've made it emissive.
Yeah, see, now they don't have a shadow side. Adding a emissive to a material makes it appear as a visible source of light in your scene. Material emissive properties control the color and intensity of light that the surface of a material emits.
There also just need to be more balls, I think. Or they need to have more starting energy.
Oh, give them more starting energy. That sounds like a really good idea.
More power. Is that here in Spawner? Oh, no. Yeah. It's going to be on Thundercube. Start speed.
Start speed? Oh, boy. We're losing a lot of them now.
Oh, well, I mean, we do need to make our walls more solid at some point.
A little thicker instead of being like 1 micron thick.
Yeah.
All right.
I mentioned that we were doing this. I may have said this before to a friend who knows more Unity. He was like, "Oh, no, terrible idea."
That would almost hit the camera.
There's still not as many as I want. Like, they're fast.
Well, I think it's hitting some equilibrium amount now. So it's going to be we have to adjust the reproducing threshold. Like, what if you took the reproduce threshold down to 2 and the reproduce number up to 5 or something?
Well, reproduce threshold down to 2 killed it.
Oh, up to more? Like, it's dead now. It's not going to come back.
I don't remember what the reproduction threshold does.
Yeah, I don't know which way it controls things.
7 is probably not the direction we want, but...
Oh, you're definitely getting a lot more balls.
All right, I definitely like that better.
Okay. We lost one. Oh, wow. It's really like boiling now. Look at that. It's like... So I think it's trying to get to a point where on average, every ball collides with 7 other balls every 5 seconds.
Okay. I also want to, so I kind of want to pull the time to live down.
Oh my gosh. Then it's going to want to hit 7 balls every 2.75 seconds. It's alive. This is neat.
It's very, like, I like the heat.
The like boiling nature of it, you mean? Like the...
So
It feels like a boiling like pot, you know, like
I wanted it to be bigger. Like I
the
want the whole cube to be bigger, the Thunderdome or whatever, Thunder Cube. Whatever
I
it's
think
called.
that you'll have to stop it for because that gets initialized on start.
Well, why I want it to be bigger is because I want to be able to see or perceive like local differences.
I want to be inside of it. Can we move the camera inside of it?
Sure.
Yes.
Um, you kind of want, you know what would be cool is if the camera flew along like a track, like if it was doing and like dove through it.
I mean, you could also. Okay, these are all really great ideas. I think we should start doing them.
I agree. I'm a big fan of do.
I like the fact that we've gotten to the point where it has some emergent behavior, like we're playing with the parameters of it, and it's reacting and like has sort of an organic feel to it.
It's very hot right now.
I think we might have gone a little too far and made it super hot, but
I also Can we also stop? I want to put the balls underneath the Thunder Cube. It bothers me. I know this is not necessary, but I want it. Spawn ball. Don't we have a like transform a parent?
yes.
Ball transform parent is equal to
transform dot parent. Dot parent, I think. Oh yeah. No, you're totally right. Yeah.
All right. So, but what were we wanted to change the camera?
I think let's just make the Thunderdome like double or triple the radius of the Thunderdome.
We just want to make the thing bigger.
Yeah.
So let's make it 30. And then we also need to change the spawn radius to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Or like that.
And then where is the camera located? Just the main camera. Yeah. What if you change
33? So it's going to now be like just outside the dome. Whoa.
Oh boy. Oh, we need to turn the heat back up. Why don't you quit out and give some more better parameters?
What do you mean? I mean, it's going to heat up.
No, it all those edits that you made in play mode, I think, are gone. I think it's going to stay.
Are they? I see. I like this though. I also like that we're like just barely inside it.
Yeah, that's nice. I wonder if we should actually set it to, instead of 33, set it to like 25. Because I think we're going to like blip out of it right when we access align with it.
You know what would also be kind of cool is if you could fly around in it.
Oh, like you could control the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm into that. I'm into that.
Straightforward to add. Okay, so we needed to fix the time to live down to like 2.
Yeah.
And the spawn threshold to 7.
Okay.
I think was the like heatness that we had. So that should be straightforward to change the camera, to fly the camera. I have to remember how to do that. Oh yeah, it is heating up.
Oh wow. This is just gonna. Why are they turning white?
I don't know why they're turning white.
We went too far. This is we destroyed Unity. Too much.
I like it though.
It looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. That's how you tell you've gone too far in your art project. It starts to look like Jackson Pollock.
So I think we want to like 3, something like that. I like it. I like what we're doing here. I really like the little light flash. It's not perfect, but it's still too hot.
Well, it looked neat from the outside. Like maybe being inside a boiling pot of water is not the most fun thing to be doing in life.
Why does it? Oh, it's the time to live.
It also may be the case because we made the box so big, like it makes so many balls. Because like we tripled the size of it, and it's a cube, so that's like the cube. That's like 9 times as many balls.
Mm-hmm. I think that is limiting the. Well, I say that. Okay.
Do you think it's reached equilibrium, or do you think it's still going?
Why are some of them white?
Oh, that I don't know.
Maybe that's just what they are when they're like emitting.
Oh, when they're, yeah, maybe when their light is on, they get really bright.
I mean, that would make some sense, and since the light color is probably just white. Okay. Okay.
Do you want to fly around? That sounded really neat.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh, I have to remember how to do this though.
We should do this a better way than we've done it before. But before we did it, very like stone knives and bear skins.
So, if I remember correctly, I have some examples on this, but it's like input dot get axis raw,
Mhm.
and we want. I'll have names. So it's like if get axis raw horizontal, and then we need to set a speed. Say our speed is 5 or something like that.
So, here's some sample code.
Yeah, let's find some sample code.
Are you in? You're in the camera?
Mm-hmm. In Panner.
In Panner.
Panner's not the right.
Here's the sample code that I found.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what I mean. Yes, because this comes back 0 not as a bool. Oops. Excuse me.
And then what they did after that was this, which I don't think quite what we want to do, but we want to translate probably. Well, it depends. I guess it makes sense. Horizontal could be like rotating, and then vertical could be zooming, like going in and out. Is that the?
Well, I think you kind of want to fly around like you're like a submarine kind of thing.
How do submarines fly around?
Well, I don't quite understand. So, like in Minecraft, you use the space key to like go up and down. Like space to go up and shift to go down.
Uh-huh.
And otherwise, you have like left and right turn you.
I don't think I mentioned on the show before, but I'm a huge fan of submarine movies. I love the psychological aspect of like they're just sitting there in their chairs, but they're having this really intense like battle. Dive, dive, dive. They all like look really intense.
I have known you a long time, Dr. Barth, and I did not know you were a fan of submarine movies.
I believe I've seen pretty much every submarine movie made since the beginning of the 20th century.
Today we learned you added spaces to our tab. Oh, no, never mind.
I just copy and paste it. I take no responsibility for the tabs.
So horizontal times. This is probably not, but I think we actually want vertical. Did I spell vertical right, or is it with an LE? Can't spell to save my life.
Looks right to me.
So I think this might actually be right. The rotate. This is going to be rotation. So, right? Something like that.
Okay.
I mean, this isn't. This is like a different mode, and we may want to keep that.
Yeah, we want to just make a new script instead of editing Panner. We could make submariner, swimmer.
It's true. We could.
Because I think these public variables we have are not.
Right, so you're saying just keep Panner.
Yeah, we can make swimmer.
Okay, so we make a new C# script swimmer, and we take our main camera, and we're going to turn off Panner and put on swimmer. Okay, and we're going to go into swimmer, and then let's see if I kept the stuff. No, I didn't.
Oh, I kept it.
It's also just float. Rotation speed is equal to
The copy and paste.
The copy and paste. Okay. So, okay. And then we're going to want this as well.
Oh, I see. We're going to multiply the translation speed by vector.forward. I think I'm finally getting the zen of Unity, or at least part of it.
I feel like I'm clinging. If we're in Zen, I don't know what my DAO or whatever is clinking on by a bare thread here. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And then we need like max rotation speed and
because the axis goes from 0 to 1. Is that the idea? And you gotta.
The axis is -1 or 1. It's not. It doesn't lerp. The raw does not lerp. If you did get axis, it would lerp, but the lerping for it is terrible. Again, like it was whatever they happened to have set in 2006 or whatever they released Unity. So people, the tutorials I've seen all lerp themselves with their own like adjustments. So this is not going to have any lerping. It's just going to always go to max or 0 or max or 0.
Okay.
Right? Let's see if this works at all.
Whoa. Oh. Can you rotate? Oh my gosh. You need a much higher max rotation speed.
Because these are in degrees, I bet. And this is per second.
20, 90. Oh boy. Okay.
Well, I don't know how much you want to do per second. You want to do. Sure.
I have no idea. Like you're the one at the keyboard. You're going to be able to feel it a lot better.
And then we're going to need to do some like lerping as well, because it actually in one of my other projects, well, we added some of the like. Oh, I bet you're right that it does seem to set it the first time. Yeah, it sets it. Right, so we decided that was 30. Yeah, 30 actually feels pretty good. So and now we need to do like space and shift or something to like go up and down.
What are they? Are there more? Like, what are all the axes that are available?
Good question. So there is an input system somewhere.
It said something about going into edit settings input window that might give us more information about what
edit project settings input manager.
There's a fancier one, I think is what it's telling us, but that's fine. Jump. Okay. What's jump?
Space.
Okay. Is there a crouch?
Why are there two jumps?
What is the other jump? Joystick. Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, so what is this fancier one?
I don't know. I don't think we should check out to the fancy one. This one is plenty fancy for us. Can we add another axis? Is that, or are these like, this is what there is?
It appears so. Would you like a 19th axis?
Whoa.
Should we not call it the cancel axis?
Yeah, dive.
Dive.
Oh, there's a positive button and a negative button. That's cool. So like positive could be.
Oh, so like jump has a negative button?
Has a positive button. But we don't want to jump.
Sure.
We want to dive though. Like dive is totally.
But jump is fine. So we could just put shift, right? Like, I don't know how you shift.
Okay.
I have no idea what that'll do.
Well, only one way to find out. Oh, it didn't save.
Why did it not save?
Maybe you didn't blur the field before collapsing it. Oh, maybe shift is not a thing. Left shift is a thing. Wow, you really pulled out some deep knowledge to find that. That's pretty cool.
How is that even possible? So are you saying that if I do LFP shift? Oh, it like literally is a thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I can see why they might have wanted to design a new API.
It's tree rings. We've gone in the earlier episodes when we were like looking at the raw keys. We were in a little tree ring. We've gone out one tree ring. I'm pretty sure there's at least one more outside of this one. But this is cool for now.
Oh, my tree rings. Okay. And of course, this is like custom for this project now. So, yeah, okay. So we need swimmer, and then we want access jump. Jump. And so this is
It's the junction speed, obviously.
Well, this is actually the same. Like, I don't think the jump speed should be any different from the translation speed, right?
That's true.
This is like just part of.
It's part of translation.
Junction speed, sure. Junction speed,
Up.
There we go. Let's do it. Jump again.
This is getting a little ridiculous, but
All right, so we go in, we go out, we go left, we go right at way too low a speed. And we go up, we go down. Oh, it's so good, but we can't.
We can't point our nose down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
We don't have an axis for it. We just need another axis.
No, I actually don't think we want to.
You don't think?
I think the up down should actually be a rotation.
Oh, okay. So it's not a jump then. It's a
yeah.
What is it? What do the airplanes call it? It's like a
it's a pitch and yaw and whatnot.
It's a pitch. Yeah, it's pitch.
Also, our popcorn machine is really going. Another thing that would be cool is to have more colors.
Oh yeah.
Occur from like different rules producing different colors.
Do you think it'd be fair to go with Christmas colors since we're getting close to Christmas?
Let's do it. Well, I understand that our viewers may celebrate many different holidays, but
that's true. We can turn it down to just only having 8 balls at a time and admire how long they work.
Or Festivus colors. Okay. So, oh wow, it's interesting that we're just like right outside the.
Oh yeah, this looks like they're bouncing off our face.
They do. I love it.
Oh man, being able to move the camera is great. This is fabulous.
So, I've lost my. Oh, we got distracted. We do that. So this is actually rotation speed.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is really what do we decide it was? Pitch.
Yeah.
X. I don't know which way. Y.
So,
Z probably right. My guess is Z. What's your guess?
Z would be no. Z is definitely not it because Z is the thing that goes straight out towards your face. So it's going to be X.
You think it's going to be X?
Yeah. Y goes up. X goes out left, right, and Z goes back towards your face.
I see. So that would be like we would be turning around like this.
That would be the yaw or whatever, the roll.
Roll. Okay, well, we could do roll next, but let's see. Let's see if pitch is actually pitch.
I actually don't know if it's pitch or yaw or pitch or yaw.
No, this is yaw. The first one we did was yaw.
What's going on? That's okay. That's forward backwards.
Okay.
Whoa! Except it's back. It's backwards from what you expect.
It's backwards from what you expect. Okay, we can put a little minus sign in there. Okay, so I'm gonna rename this one to yaw because I'm pretty sure this is yaw.
Yaw speed.
Yaw. All right, so now we need. What was the last one? The one where you're rotating on your nose.
What? I don't even know.
I pull up a diagram of an airplane.
To the events.
Airplane. It's pitch, roll, and yaw.
But the roll is like this, right?
The roll has got to be what we're. Yeah. Totally roll is the one we're missing. So what axis should we use for roll?
Well, we don't need to.
You don't want to roll?
Well, okay. So if you want to roll, you could use E and Q.
Okay.
But we can use the mouse for this, by the way. We could just use mouse input and like we chase after the mouse pointer. We could like raycast to the mouse pointer and chase it. And maybe next episode because we have like 10 minutes.
Makes sense. So I guess we could do this all in one rotation while we're here. Okay, we need to define this roll axis in our input system.
I would like to table the roll.
All right, we can table the roll, but I'm going to leave it in as a comment. Just so to do roll speed. It's here if we ever need it.
We're ready.
We're ready.
This would not pass code review.
This violates the principle of you aren't going to need it. You ain't going to need it.
Premature roll optimization.
But I pulled up the diagram of the airplane and my reference materials just to know what was the right thing.
Okay, Thundercube, we need our rotation speed to not, we need this to be like 30. It was fine. Okay, we were going to do colors.
Colors. I mean,
Christmas colors. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah. It feels like you're in control of the camera.
It would be so much better with a mouse, but that can be next week. Because it's just so much more dynamic. Okay, it's really cool to actually control the camera with our first-person popcorn machine.
You thought first-person shooters were all the rage, but popcorn machines, they're chart toppers. The balls kind of fly into us and clip a little bit.
Okay, so one of the original ideas was to have them change color based on the number of collisions.
Yeah, so let's totally put a bunch of different colors in for the different number of collisions.
So they heat up to like a different color and then they come back from the color back to blue?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need ball. Okay. So this is like time since last collision. All right, so then we change collision color.
We need to count. Like we need to know how many times we've collided.
I see. Because right now we only have like a fixed time to live. So like we can like ascend through the colors or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can see how many times you've collided since you like we have the collision count.
Yeah. So the collision count change where we're our lerp target, right? So this is like color collision.
Right. We need like a static array of the colors that we're going to use.
Sure. I was just going to give you a function here.
Oh, I guess one thing we do is we could always lerp back to blue.
Exactly.
And yeah. And the question of what color you're lerping from is going to be based on.
So there you go. Implement collision color.
All right.
My brain is pumpkinizing here at 9 o'clock. I don't know when your kids wake you up, but mine get up like 6 in the morning. Which is plenty early. Oh. I don't think you even need to do that, right? Because that gets covered by the time since last.
Your part of it's done. I have to make up all the colors. Green. Oh man, the code formatter came in and added tons of white space.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you need this one, but I think it's implied by if we never collided, our time since collision will be 0 divided by. But that's fine.
What is the hottest color you can imagine?
Oh, just pick something. Sure.
What is, wait, my numbers are all wrong here.
You're right that this wants to be an array, but yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be like a rounded clamped array. Look up.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't he get sad panda? Whoa. Whoa, did it just reload all the...
Oh, did it change the code while it was running?
I think so. But I'm not sure. I don't know whether it does that or not. Well, okay. We got green briefly.
Those are not
All
the
right.
order. I thought red was going to be harder to get. I was expecting green before red.
Do we need to look and see? Collision color. So if it's only one, we get green. If we've had 2 collisions, it's very possible that every... Whoa. Okay, well, we're a lot more multicolored now. It's possible that multiple collisions happen in a given smack.
Oh, when we're spawning, I think we collide a lot with the thing that we spawned with, because we spawn them all on top of each other. So
Do
they
we?
generate.
I thought we fixed that. We spawn within the spawn radius.
Of each other?
Oh, you mean when they die?
When they die, yeah.
When they die and spawn new.
Yeah, look, we spawn them all right here in the same position. Online, in spawner.cs on line 34.
Yeah, so we should perturb them slightly.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Like what is the radius of the ball?
You can ask it. You can ask your rigid body, for example.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but we should just ask the rigid body or ask the mesh what its radius is.
Yeah, we could just say like ball.translate.
No, we probably want to spawn them like some spawn radius away from each other, or some spawn radius away from the ball, but then biased towards the center of the cube. Or maybe just not care about that. I think we just don't care about that with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I think we have our backstop, but we can write a to-do comment about that. I think that's a good idea.
Because we're going to start spawning some outside of the thing, but that's okay.
We just add the transform.translate in random dots.
Unit circle or unit circle prime stranger.
Yeah. Random dot range. I'm not sure what to put here. My rigid body to tell me?
Your rigid body should have a radius. Like
collider or something that has a radius?
Well, your collider would, because you have a sphere collider.
Yeah,
I think your mesh also has one.
My box collider is gonna...
It should be a sphere collider. Yeah, sphere collider.
Sphere collider? It has a radius.
It's your SC. I just got you a local here. You just be able to do SC dot radius. Ta-da!
That's cool.
But there do you really want it to be...
Maybe
they're still going to collide with each other.
We could do that, half the radius. I don't know. Let's try this.
Yeah, whatever.
We're coming to the end of the episode, so I think we're probably...
Yeah.
Like, either this will work or we'll go horribly wrong, and both things will be cool.
I wonder why they all die.
When you switch back, that's really strange.
I think it pauses it, and the question is like probably all their timers have expired.
Oh, maybe if you don't have a lot of frame rates, then you'll jump forward in time and you'll have 0 collisions until you all die.
Oh, sure. It's like maybe when you have 0 collisions.
Yeah, this is doing more what I was expecting.
Still very like red biased.
Well, I think that maybe we need from the radius to double the radius instead of half the radius. So they're still very likely to spawn on top of each other if they're half a radius away from each other.
Sure, and they also could like immediately be targeted at each other, kind of thing. Like there's a lot of reasons why you might collide very early.
Yeah.
We also could space out the collisions too. Like we could make green not start at 1 collision, but at 3, or something like that, right?
I feel like we're reinventing quantum physics. Like this is why quantum physics works the way it does.
What do you mean?
Well, like if when 2 electrons came in contact with each other and then they like interacted a lot, and they like if they weren't interacting in some quantum way, they would do something like this. Well, maybe put it differently. If these are electrons, the electrons don't interact directly, right? They exchange a photon, which means when they interact, they don't actually interact on top of each other. So we could have a force-carrying particle in this world.
Sure.
But look, it's a beautiful color. I think we achieved color.
It's too purple because our background is so purple.
Mm-hmm.
And like we would need to play with the palette. Like we could get a palette online or something like that and have it be beautiful in that way.
Can we add the tree?
Yes, we can add a tree.
Excellent.
Does it need to be in the Thunder Cube?
No, I think you just shove it wherever you want. Tree. Bam.
It's got to draw it.
It looks more like a Festivus stick right now.
Why is it an optimized tree? Area spread.
Where's the foliage? Increase foliage. Maybe you can run it. It'll spawn.
I feel like it has. Now we just need carolers and we're good.
I will not attempt to sing. I will not subject you to this.
Oh, is it colliding with the tree? Please say it's colliding with the tree.
Last time we did this in the breakout game, the tree didn't have a collider yet.
It was something in the breakout game. Somehow we ended up with foliage. Why did we?
I
think it has it.
I think we should declare victory on this episode. This episode was amazing.
Hold on. We got to go fly closer to our tree.
Hello, tree.
Hello, tree. Can we look up at you? Oh, we can.
Hey, can you roll your head a little bit to the side?
I don't know how. We didn't add that.
I know. I was just teasing you.
All right. Well, this has been great. Thanks for joining us for our Festivus episode.
There's a program note. So next week and the week after, we're going to have the show on Wednesday instead of Thursday, because Thursday is first Christmas Eve and then New Year's Eve.
And I think I actually didn't check those dates. I just worked backwards one from New Year's Eve. And so it's actually probably Wednesday, December 30th. So I apologize for the inaccurate banners.
Where's the "we have no idea what we're doing" banner? I think that's appropriate at this moment.
That is exactly appropriate at this moment.
Anyway, it was wonderful to see you.
It was wonderful to see you, Adam.
See you all next week.
See you next Wednesday. Wednesday. Good night.
Good night.